Boom! What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is Fluent here, and I want to talk about an RPG Neverwinter Nights adventure that I'm starting to go alongside of Tomb of Elemental Evil Final. I'm also going to be playing Pool of Radiance by Chris Fowler. So the reason I'm doing this is because I've been wanting to check out these older Champion of Krynn, Pool of Radiance, that type of thing. Those conversions into the Aurora engine. And since Christian wanted to see this, shout out to you, Christian, we're going to be playing this alongside of the Temple of Elemental Evil final playthrough. So, Pool of Radiance, a Neverwinter Nights module based on the SSI computer game Pool of Radiance, which is based on the first edition AD&D adventure module Ruins of Adventure. Note, there are two versions in the mod file, one for the Shadows of Undrentide and Hordes of the Underdark users, and one for original game owners. Both are similar with a little more comment in the SOU version, so we will be playing the SOU version. The Pool of Radiance mod being created using BioWare's Aurora Toolkit for Neverwinter Nights is an adaptation of 1st edition AD&D rules to 3rd edition AD&D rules, so certain modifications are necessary during development. README converted to PDF format by Rob McConaughey. So we're not going to check out the README. It's actually a very detailed walkthrough. I may check it out, but probably not on camera. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and see if we can open this. Okay, that's just the cover. But the rest of these, it's in sub-pages. There's a bestiary, an intro. We can probably look at the intro. Pool of Radiance Adventure Book. So we will definitely be reading this. So let's check this out. A History of Flan in the Moonsea reaches a discourse on this area and its problems by Jeff Grubb. Introduction. To most inhabitants of the land of the Inner Sea, the Moonsea and its cities represent the border between civilization and barbarism. The Moonsea sits like a great plug straddling the territory between the mountains of Vasa and the Nomad Steppes, protecting the southern territories from the incursions of savage northerners. To the south of the Moonsea lie civilized lands of Cormyr and Sembia. To the north lay hundreds of square miles of cold and unforgiving waste. Even when the southern kingdoms are themselves besieged by orcish hordes, dragons, and fell monsters, they take comfort in the fact that it's worse around the Moonsea. The Moonsea reaches are defined by sagas as being those lands bordering on the Moonsea and its major contributing rivers. These major rivers are the Tesh, flowing past the shadowed battlements of Zentil Keep, the Worm Flow, a cold stream flowing from the east, the Duat Hamper, also called the Even Flow, beginning deep in the heart of the Elven Court and flowing north, and the Barren River, which flows out of Dragonspine Mountains and into Flan. The River Liss carries the waters from the Moonsea south to the Inner Sea. The Moonsea itself is an odd combination of abyssal deep spots, ship-ripping shoals, and rich freshwater reefs. Despite this, travel across the Moonsea is generally safer than making the journey on land, so that most of the major merchant activity is by water. This is not to say the Moonsea is without dangers. While monsters are more infrequent along the Moonsea, those that exist are generally more powerful than their landed cousins. Regions of the Moonsea are recorded as being haunted, and there have been numerous sightings of ghost ships. So we're going to Flan, which is an area of the Moonsea. So I don't know what else I would check. There's a bestiary, screenshots today maybe. We can check what it's like today. Alright, let's read this really quickly. Pool of Radiance Adventure Book, A History of Flan in the Moonsea Reaches, a discourse on this area and its problems by Jeff Grubb. Flan today. The city of Flan, built on ruins upon ruins, is a city at war. It is divided between the human forces of the Council and those evil forces that hold a great deal of the city under their sway. The human territories of Flan are nestled behind a strong stockade of stone quarried from the ruins and trees lumbered from the quivering forest. A substantial city guard patrols the openings in the walls at all hours, always ready to repel any attacks by the old city's evil inhabitants. The buildings of rebuilt Flan are sturdy and utilitarian, with little of the splendor of the ancient past. The glorious of the past shine through in an ancient column now used to support a stable's wooden roof, or a faded fresco overlooking an adventurer's tap room. The past is always with the inhabitants of Flan, reminding them of what once was and could yet be again. The natives of Flan are a mixed group, including descendants of the families of Valevos, Day, and returnees who seek to reclaim lands and treasure lost to the Dragon Horde 50 years ago. The city is also filled with adventurers seeking new fortunes and traders hoping to re-establish the old trading lines. Orcs and other generally evil humanoids are viewed with alarm within the city, though evil humans come and go unmolested with the ships. It is said that spies from the other cities of the Moonsea make regular calls with the ships, overseeing the progress of the Council in re-establishing the city. If the Council is too successful, some say, then sabotage may be in order to prevent Flan from returning to its former power. The lands beyond the civilized stockade are wild ruins controlled by whatever local faction or tribe holds that piece of land. Control lasts only as long as the reach of claw or sword. Petty bands of orcs, goblins, and men vie for power, some led by more sinister monsters. Much of Flan's ruined greatness can be found in the Old City. The main sites include the forgotten riches of the wealthy Old Noble's House, Podol Plaza, the center of the old trading district, and the old temple, now dedicated to the dark god Bane. Valevo Castle has been refortified and is being used as the headquarters for one faction leader or another. Flan remains now, as it ever been, a city with the greatest of potential. In the cycles of its rise and fall, legends have arisen before. In engineering New Flan's renaissance, new legends are sure to emerge. Alright, so let's see what it just says about the timeline. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of this. There's a lot there. I just wanted to read a bit about Flan and where we'll be going in the Pool of Radiance. So, if we bounce over here to the game, sorry that it took a sideways view. There we go. If we go to Pool of Radiance, we can read just a little bit more about it. This build is created for SOU only. Suggested level 1 to 10, number of players 1 to 4. This is a port of the original first edition AD&D Rules computer game Pool of Radiance, which is based on adventure module Ruins of Adventure. This preliminarily is a single-player game designed for people to start a new character at level 1. Other levels can be used. However, to enjoy it at its fullest, start a new character. Also, multiplayer is possible, but single player has been optimized to follow the original game being a single player game. So if you organize a multiplayer game, party up and stay together with a key leader, and the game will run smoothly. So again, it's made by Chris Fowler. We're going to be rolling a character in the next video. This is under 10 minutes, so that's cool. I could have gone a little deeper with the timeline and the history, but maybe we'll do that in a future video as I'm playing through the module. But in the next episode, we create a character, and it's going to be, I believe, an Elven Bard is on deck. So tune in then and check it out to another adventure. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching.